Hi, Burnett from Burnett.com. Hey, I thought we'd do a little clinic today on some of the variations of the movement called brush knee and push, or brush knee twist step in Tai Chi. I've seen a lot of variations of this movement, and I just want to make a little pitch for the version that I like the best. Sometimes you see people do this movement, and it's a really, really big movement like this. I just want to make sure I stay in frame. Like big movement like this. Or it goes way up here and then down and through like that. Those are fine. They're not, I don't think they're bad for you or anything. But the idea, if I was really pushing and my arms out from my body a little bit, for me this would be a strain on my tendons. I'm prone to tendonitis. My soft tissue is not super sturdy. So if I'm pushing on something out here, it'd just be harder for me to avoid those injuries. So what I like to do is I like to keep my elbows close to my body, and I like to keep the movement kind of stealthy. Another thing about doing the movements this big is you're in the habit of doing something really gigantic that really telegraphs its intent, pretty obviously, like, here I come. And so what I like to do in this movement is from here I'm keeping it close to my body, and this is close to my body here. And then from there it telegraphs out that way. This leg is pushing this shoulder, this side of my body. As my weight arrives here and my waist turns to complete that, in this case my hips as well, that brings my right side around. So it's kind of like the right leg is pushing the left shoulder in a sense pulls the right shoulder. I'm not thinking right leg to right hand. I'm not thinking this side of the body. I'm thinking right leg to left hand, back leg to front hand, and that kind of sucks this strike into place. So look how it looks from straight on. If I'm doing this, you can see, you see exactly what's coming and where it's going. As opposed to here, the way it just kind of, I like the way it kind of comes out of nowhere. So what I'm doing here is when I come back, I'm doing a roll back here. You could also do a split, and I'm letting my turn send this hand in motion. Because otherwise, if I just turn here like this and then bring this over, this is independent. This is local strength. Might be coordinated, but it's local. In other words, my arm is moving my arm. If I want to be more secondary strength, more kind of an integrated strength, when I make my turn, that sends this hand in motion. Because see, that shoulder's going back anyway. So I'm looking for the free ride, right? So the free ride for my back hand is this. Then I just shift the weight and it just falls into place. From here, step. Remember, I'm pushing this side of my body, and then it just comes around and in place. So if I'm doing like another view, I'm going here. So it's a way of keeping this movement stealthy and small. In application, block, punch, or block, punch, or block, push. So the coil is kind of less and less visible. It just kind of comes out of nowhere, as opposed to here it comes, this kind of large movement. So that's kind of my take on the brush knee. Just something to play with it in your particular style. If it permits a certain amount of experimentation on your part, try experimenting with seeing what it's like to keep that movement small and less obvious. And notice this. Here, I like to keep the wrist relaxed so that when it arrives, it has that quality. Pretty simple. There are more complicated ways of doing that, but I like to keep it simple. So if my wrist is tight, I have to carry this tightness through the movement. If my wrist is relaxed, I don't. I can be firm at the last minute as opposed to firm the whole way. So you keep it soft here, boom. So when you come back, both hands actually are pretty soft. It's kind of like closing a box, like one flap at a time. Notice the elbows are making a small circle, not a big circle, because that's really around my shoulders. I want it to be in here, like that, and then from there, boom, or from there. And that's a little take on rush knee and push. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of thing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I produce a lot of music videos and Tai Chi videos and nature videos and stuff like that. Or visit my website, geneburnett.com.